Hey guys, it's your humble host, your KLC for Fur. So, this trigger warning in advance because this one is freaking bad. This is on a whole other level. I'm still working with the Save James, Younger, Save Miles, G Wertz. I'm trying to schedule an interview for Miles, the dad of Miles. This was dropped in my inbox before work today, and I've been poking around at it while at work on my downtime. And so we have the transgender and parents trying to change their children's sex and brainwash them and turn to parents. And then we have the other side of it where we have parents who have no business having their kids, but CPS gotta get that money. So let me just start again. Trigger warning, and it has to do with CP, pedophilia, child sexual abuse. So you have been warned. This video is not monetized. All the links that have to do with this one are going to be below. That's going to be Twitter, Facebook page, any other links that I find are going to be in the description below. Again, you have been warned. Please help a mother get her kids back. The link to this GoFundMe is also going to be in the description below. My real name is Kara Witkowski. I am 23 years old, single mother who recently had her kids ripped away from her by a highly abusive and manipulative individual. My son is only 1, and my daughter is 3. And that's the thing, too. We're going to touch on. Remember that now. Okay? Their father, Thomas Jerry Beal, currently has full custody of them despite being arrested for my rape, sodomy, and being under investigation for child pornography. This story contains material and content that may be highly triggering to some individuals. Please read with caution. Yes, trigger warning. On March 19th, around 9 and 10 p.m., I was raped and sodomized by my ex/father of my children. This was the second time within 9 months that he had assaulted me. He had explained to me that he had experienced a dissociative state due to his personality disorder. My ex told me that he had been actively receiving therapy after what had happened on March 19th. I was terrified for both myself and my children. I had made a plan to escape with my kids and get them and myself out safely after the assault and continuous death threats. My ex had become aware of my plan and came to my place of work to confront me. He kept telling me to go along with him in the car. My boss was by my side and told him to leave. Good on the boss. He called me from the car and told me since we were over, he was going to tell me the truth. He informed me that he had never gone to therapy and did not have any form of personality disorder. After hearing this, I went straight to Elyne Police Department and reported the assault. I have text messages as well as Facebook messages of him admitting to the multiple assaults. I was escorted by 2 police officers and taken to Sherman Hospital. After consenting to a rape kit, I was informed that evidence would be taken from my home and that the father of my children had been arrested. I was taken back for another 6 to 8 hour interview by Detective Katie Phillips. She told me that it was up to the courts and sent me home. That's nice. The following day, I was notified by my ex's best friend, Lawrence Ryderin, that he had been released. I was never informed by the police or the state's attorney, Joe McMahon. An officer personally stopped by my house 8 hours after he had been released to let me know and gave me paperwork regarding my assault. I started crying and asked him if I'd be able to, or if I would have to share custody of my children with my rapist. He shook his head and said, "I hope not." On the 25th of March, I went to get an emergency order of protection. It was granted and he was removed by the sheriff within 2 hours. On April 11th, I had a hearing for my 2-year plenary order of protection. The evidence where Thomas Jerry Beal admitted to raping me, telling me to kill myself, almost throwing me out a window, and claiming to have multiple personality disorder was admitted into court alongside a message where he openly confessed to being a danger to our children. I was granted a 2-year order of protection by Judge Dalton, which listed the kids as protected parties due to my testimony and evidence. Despite there being an order of protection that listed my children as protected parties, their father was given unsupervised visitation 8 hours a day, 4 days a week. On April 18th, my 3-year-old daughter came back an unsupervised visit with a large gray-yellow bruise under her right butt cheek, scratches on the back of her legs, and bruises on her lower back. I was advised by our babysitter to take her to the police station and file a report. My mother and I went together. I let the officer know that my ex was currently being investigated for child, due to a flash drive that had thousands of photos of animated. Okay, I'm not reading that just because YouTube can pull off my video, but doing very bad stuff. It's freaking right there. To each other as well as adults. He was also notified that my daughter's grandfather was under investigation for child. I showed him photos of the bruising on my phone, and in reference to the location of said bruising, he urged me to allow him to escort us all to Northwest Community Hospital. My daughter was photographed and diagnosed with contusions and domestic concerns. After exam, I was advised by the officer to take her to a children's Lori for a full sexual assault kit. I declined, not wanting my daughter to be put through any more trauma. While I was at work the next day, I received a phone call from Dr. Gregory. She was concerned about my daughter and really wanted me to come to Children's Lori based on the doctor's findings at Northwest Community Hospital. I told her that I wouldn't be able to come until Monday. We hung up. 10 minutes later, she called me again. She let me know that she would be unable to do the exam because DCFS investigator Amanda Pietrowski in charge told her that there was not an open investigation involving child, and my daughter. Isn't that nice? I explained that was an untrue statement and assured her I had the paperwork as evidence. She agreed to see my daughter and told me to bring her in right away. So, good. That's awesome. My daughter's behavior was incredibly concerning. At her appointment, she grabbed an attendant's breast, did not notice or acknowledge when she was swabbed anally, and opened herself for her vaginal exam. On April 25th, an emergency order was put into place, and Judge Dalton determined my daughter can no longer be around her grandfather. He was aware that my ex lived with his father. When questioned, he said he could just go into another room. That's not how that works. I had sent Gal Julie Purtill photos of my daughter's bruises and a photo of her talking about Grandpa hitting her and touching her bathing suit zone. In the video, she is seen hitting herself in the face while describing the abuse. Wow. An evidentiary hearing was called for May 2nd. I was not allowed to speak, and parenting time was not restricted even with the emergency order in place. What? Wow. My former attorney became very disheartened and told me to fire her in front of 3 other okay, so what? We need to figure out who that attorney is, because the attorney just, threw her to the wolves. That's freaking fantastic. On May 15th, I was alerted she would be in court due to a motion to withdraw that I had already signed off on. I was told repeatedly that I did not have to be present. At about 3 p.m., my roommate called me and started saying that the officers were there to take my children because of an emergency order granting full custody to my ex. So I wonder who told her that she didn't have to be there. So, yeah, are you pissed off yet? Oh, it gets worse. Much worse. This happened right after my attorney withdrew. I was never informed by the court or my former attorney that this took place. So, yeah, the former attorney is a scumbag. I'm terrified for the well-being of my children. Please help my mother in need. I have already spent over $5,000 because of attorney fees and protection for myself and my children. Use of funds, legal fees, getting my children back, hiring another private attorney, this one that has a spine and will not just chuck her to the wind. Due to this being an ongoing case, all pro bono options have been exhausted. Thank you for hearing my story and God bless. Okay, so this is where it gets bad. Okay, so you guys should be able to see this in the OBS. It's a little bit fuzzy. I'm going to try to blow it up here. So unfortunately, I can't. But yeah, this is, I'll read this. This is a snapshot of police report. Other flash drive. Apollo 500 gigabytes, external hard drive. Dr. K. Phillips 340. So this is a piece of it. And this is a CP report. Quick property receipt. First item contains CP. Items 3 and 4, storage location, forensic storage drive. So yeah, no, he was caught with CP, and he still has the kids. Let's see, those exact hash files are associated with files previously submitted to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Oh my God, okay. So it looks like a report was filed with them. So yeah, he is a legit pedophile, and I actually got to speak with one of her friends on the phone today on the way to work, and he has never been charged because the courts didn't bother to. But yeah, found with CP. Also, something else too, because mention how there's 2 children. There's only now 1 child. And there will be 2 GoFundMe's in this. I'm gonna click over to her Twitter. This is the mom. So James passed away. And the reason for that, and here's the GoFundMe. We're gonna look at that. So there's both of these are gonna be in the description. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Yes, you can. I'm using program OBS for those of you who do not know. But justice for baby James. I was not happy reading this before work. Facebook page, which is for Kara's kids, with all the evidence posted, and boy, do they have a lot of stuff. Again, the link to that Facebook page is going to be in the description below. Let's read. Court records, police reports, medical records, and interviews, as well as a documented narrative of all events and procedures that have transpired since March. And this has been covered by several different people. Again, this is just hitting me. Somebody DM'd me this. And this is in my state. So it's kind of close to home. It is imperative that we get an independent autopsy. Police have already tried to claim a healthy 2-year-old suddenly developed SIDS, which I believe, let me see I don't remember what SID is. I thought it was like shaken baby syndrome. Oh, sudden infant death syndrome. Cot death or crib death is a sudden unexplained death. So this is not good. So these are all the people that donated, but from what is mentioned, he had a prolapse rectum. So when I first read about that, and I was told about that because that is mentioned on the Facebook page, because I spoke to her friend. I'm not gonna name her friend at this point because she isn't giving permission to. But as you can see, they are trying to tell the mom that you're healthy little boy, or it was a sudden death, that there was no foul play, that there's nothing involved. So yeah, this is the second GoFundMe, and it's 400 Pascal. I want to see that higher. I want to see the other one higher. And something I'm starting to realize is, because when I was working with the Save James case, I got tagged for the Save Miles case, and I now have a different person tagging me for this case, and this was not a trend I ever, I guess, expected to go down. But anyway, especially because this is in my state, the mom is still grieving for her kids, so I don't know when I'll be able to get an interview. Now, there's tons of interviews out already. Please go on the page. Please go through everything. This video is just an introduction. This is not the full story. Please follow the links in the description below. Again, this is not monetized, but we've heard several stories now of how CPS is corrupt, and here is the phrase that people are saying, and it's true, because this was looking back at the Daddy 05 situation, because I keep bringing that up because it's such a big point of reference, is follow the money. If you guys remember with that case, Mike and Heather Martin had a lot of money. Rose did not. Parent who had a lot of money tried to cripple other parent and silence them, financially cripple them, trying to make it impossible for them to gain money and fight back. We saw that was the Save James case. We have a little bit of the Save Miles case, which I'm trying to schedule an interview with him. And then now we're seeing it with this. Follow the money. So you have a pedophile that has been given custody of children. By the way, unsupervised children, the son is dead. Okay? So apparently, from what I saw, the Facebook page is James was found, I guess, to be deceased or whatnot next to the grandmother. Um, it's not good. And this is the third one, and I don't know what else to say because this is so freaking crazy. I don't even understand this. You have someone who has evidence of CP, and oh, that was another thing I wanted to show you. Okay, so let me show you this real quick. As you can see, this is from attorney law, Melissa J. Cuffle. So this is an attorney, Kara. I wanted to let you know that Detective Sams contacted me from the state's attorney and asked me about the OP hearing. He stated that he heard that Tom admitted to raping you in the OP case, and I confirmed that we entered evidence that he admitted to the rape. This is from a law firm, guys. Okay, so she's not third is not making up anything. Okay. To having multiple personalities and several different text Facebook exchanges that he said he made it up to break up with you, and that the judge did not find the testimony to be credible. He seemed very receptive and asked for the date of the hearing to order the transcript. No guarantees on what will happen, but I thought this was some good news. Hopefully they will move forward. So yeah, admitted to raping her, felon CP, and yet this scumbag still has the kids. Money. There's always money involved when the abusive parent ends up with the freaking child. We saw it with the Daddy of Five. We're seeing it with Save James. We're seeing it with Save Miles, and now we're seeing it with this. And the hashtag is justice for the number 4 Kara's pets. As it's exactly like how it is on the page. Just with the hashtag, you can't put the commas. So don't put the comma when you use the hashtag. Anyway, this has been your humble host. Again, follow all the links in the description. Please go through everything. I'm going to continue to go through everything. I'm going to watch all interviews. There's quite a few of them. I came across several of them when I was poking around. But yeah, this is a thing. You guys have a nice night, evening, day, well, whatever you can after this video.